Every second, every minute, man, I swear that she can get it. Saying you a bad bitch, put your hands up high, hands up high, hands up high. Tell them dim the lights down right now, put me in the mood. I'm talking about dark perfume.
The basis to every scramble is gonna be oil and some type of sauteed veggies. So I don't know about y'all, but for me, I grew up eating onions and peppers in my omelets and my eggs. So that's basic. That's what we're gonna work with today. We'll add some mushroom and spinach later. So the eggless scrambles are gonna be made from a chickpea flour base. So you're gonna get some chickpea flour and season that up. The key ingredient here is black salt. So the black salt is gonna give it its egg flavor. And that's how you're gonna mimic eggs in your eggless scrambled. Everything else is optional. You can add onion powder, garlic powder, whatever floats your boat. But the black salt is the key ingredient here. And chickpea flour already has like a yellow hue, so I don't really have to add any turmeric for that color. In this eggless scramble, you really only need to focus on the flavor. From there, you're gonna wanna stir your batter. I use spring water. Above all, you want this to be almost like a pancake batter, because honestly, you could make like a savory pancake out of this. Kind of like a fritter, but broken up. So you wanna have the stovetop on medium low, because you really want the inside of the egg scrambles to cook. So I'm just pouring this on top of the sauteed veggies, and I'm gonna let this sit. I'm throwing some of these spicy veggie meatless breakfast sausages into the oven. I absolutely love these. We're coming back to our eggless scrambles. Like I said, I let it sit. I didn't touch it. So now I'm flipping it and I'm gonna let it sit on the other side. The key here is just to make sure that you have a well-oiled pan so you know that it doesn't, start burning or anything. I'm adding the mushroom in last because we know that mushrooms hold a lot of water. So I didn't want them cooking down too low. I still wanted to maintain some texture to my mushrooms. From there, I'm breaking up the eggless scrambles. This is the part where you're gonna get it to look like scrambled eggs. So I'm just breaking it up, letting it sit, letting it cook a little bit longer, and then I'll go and break it up again and let it cook for as long as it needs to. Lastly, I'm gonna add in my frozen spinach. And yeah, y'all, we on and poppin'. This eggless scramble is fire. I've been eating this since like the first month of my vegan journey. This was one of the first recipes I tried and I've loved it ever since. I also mashed it with some veggie sriracha. I got this from Whole Foods. It has like no sugar and it has a bunch of hidden vegetables in it. So yeah, if you guys try out this method, let me know down in the comment section what you think about chickpea scramble. Secondly, we're gonna be making a eggless burrito with a different base. Our base this time is gonna be from pumpkin seeds. So I'll show you guys in a second how that is gonna look. The reason I do this before I bake it is because I feel like it really gets like the inside of the potato to make sure it's nice and soft before I even throw it in the oven. I feel like if I put it straight into the oven, it just doesn't cook how I want it to. But I swear by this because this is what works for me. This is what works for me in my experience. So I can only speak for this method. But this always makes sure that my potatoes are perfectly soft. Of course, we're chopping up some red onion and red bell pepper. This is just what I had on hand. It's not a preference. As long as I got some sort of onion, some sort of pepper. I'm using some grapeseed oil today to saute everything. This is what I'm gonna put in my breakfast burrito. I have some pumfu, which this is pumpkin tofu. So it's quote unquote tofu made from organic pumpkin seeds. If you haven't tried this yet, it's a great soy-free alternative, and it also has protein. Before I start my scramble, I'm just gonna pop my potatoes into the oven so that way they can get nice and crispy. I put them on some parchment paper with some adobo and some of that grapeseed oil. After that, I started sauteing my onions and bell pepper, and then I'm just gonna break up the pumpkin seed tofu in there. So you wanna break it up into crumbles. That way you can easily scramble everything. You're gonna season this the same way we season the chickpea scramble. So the black salt is of course a key seasoning so that we get that egg flavor. Because the pumfu kind of has like a sagey green color, we're gonna change that color and add some turmeric so that way we can get that orange yellowish hue to mimic eggs. Add a pinch of salt, pepper, whatever you like in your eggless scrambles. And then we're just gonna stir this around, and our eggless scramble is pretty much done. Being that you really don't need to, cook spinach, it really just needs to kind of melt. I took this off the burner because I noticed it was starting to stick, and I don't want to add any more water. So the pan is still hot enough to melt this spinach. I warmed up some of the burrito size siete tortillas. These are some of my favorite wraps. They are so good. I also added some cheddar shreds to this wrap just to kind of like make it cheesy, potato-y, eggy. Like it was giving all of that, y'all, I promise. I wrapped the burrito up, and this was like the best breakfast burrito I had in a very long time. I mean, you just cannot find this stuff at vegan restaurants. Most of them are using soy options. They're using highly processed egg substitutes. You're not gonna find something this clean and this natural out at a vegan restaurant. If you do find it, it's just a rare occasion. So yeah, I really enjoy making these clean vegan plant-based meals at home, and it has a good amount of protein in it, so it just makes me feel better about my clean vegan journey. In addition to this burrito, I had a bomb ass smoothie. Y'all know I'm always starting my day with a smoothie, and it was hitting the spot. Put the ingredients that I used in this video on your grocery list so y'all can make y'all an eggless scramble at home. I promise you won't regret it, and these two recipes hit the spot for me every single time. All right, y'all, that is it for today's video. If you guys found value in this video, make sure you let me know down in the comments. Make sure you hit the like button, and also don't forget to follow me over on Instagram. See you guys in the next video.